What is up? I did not trade today, but I figured I would still go over the market just to see what happened and just to give my thoughts on what happened. Um, so I didn't trade, but throughout the day I've been looking at these highs, which look like they have now been taken. And from that we have a opening range gap. Um, but anyway, let's get into this morning. So this morning, again, I did not trade, but we had start off on the 5 minute. So this was the morning here. I know a lot of people wanted longs, mostly due to these highs up to the left that I marked, but also on the higher time frame we were just clearly bullish. We've been displacing through old highs, displacing through this new week opening gap, holding bullish imbalances and disrespecting bearish imbalances, such as that right there. So bias was bullish. Let's get into some trades, and I want to be completely honest if there's something that I would have taken, because I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I would have taken this long. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be honest if there was a good trade. So market opens at 9:30 and we get absolutely no entry long. And just pumps and pumps and pumps. Let's look at the 30-second just because. So on the 30-second, we kind of retrace a little bit and then we pump and pump and pump. I don't see myself getting in on this order block entry just because we would have already taken this high right here. Mark out this high. We would have already taken this high, or we would have been so close to it, would have been my break-even point. So there's just no point in taking that. If I were to have taken anything, it would have possibly been this small 30-second inversion reacting from our order block, making this is later our propulsion here. But if I really think and say like, would have I taken this? I think maybe, but then again, I would have been stopped at break even, obviously. So I don't know if we would have gotten anywhere there. That's if I follow my break even rules. I can't say 100% I would have. And then one a lot of people took. Obviously I was not trading, but I know Blake took this loss. It was this 5 minute inversion right here, which looks really nice. And I'm gonna be honest, I probably would have taken this because you just don't see this V shape especially with the high right above. You just don't usually see that fail. And like, yes, we were far away from the highs to the left. That was the argument of most people for not taking that. But I don't know. In hindsight, I feel like I would have taken this, unfortunately. But I know what a lot of people did is they waited for market to come down into discount, or not discount of the range, but instead this 15-minute gap rather than just this 15 minutes. So this is the discount 15-minute gap here. We obviously got our wick. We got our wick put into it right there. And then if we drop time frames, I believe there was a 30-second that people took. Would have I caught this 30-second here? Perhaps. Looked like a really clean trade. What would we have gotten on this? Would have been a... Where would we have, if we're being completely honest with ourselves, where would have we taken our profits? I probably would have honestly had my full TP at this high because we have the unfilled gap to the left of it, and I probably would have went break even. Let's go on the 1 minute. I don't know if I either would have went break even at this high or had my full take profit there. But I risked getting stopped at break even, and I'm sure once price were right here, people were really nervous. So would I have been. I would have struggled to hold it. But, you know, for those who took this full thing here, that is pretty solid. But again, I didn't trade. If I'm being really honest with myself, I don't think I would have had a great day. And that's one of the things I really got to internalize, is that it's so easy to get worried and discouraged, like while you're in this trade. Say when price is right here, it's so easy to be in that position and be like, this is a loss, this is a loss, even though it was such a great entry and you followed your rules, where if you just held it, it would have happened. So you got to like have the thought process once, enter the trade, and then don't second guess yourself, because I do that on paper, and that's the reason why I'm up so big on paper. It's just stuff like that. I don't second guess myself. I just get in, I'm done. But when I'm an eval, I screw myself over and over again. So I think that's the takeaway for today. Don't second guess yourself unless you have really good reason to. Like there's something you didn't notice. Not because it just happens to be so close to failure, but it's still a good trade. So that's the takeaway from today. And I'm going to be here tomorrow with a full trading day recap. So there we go.